welcome to Global Premier Podcast, episode number 3. This is third week of the 2022. I am Shaquille.
Hello, gentlemen and ladies, and
Let's start the show, and this is going to be a quick gist of all the games. I think since February, it's even further before that.
We're not yet in February, man. How are you running that faster?
I think I'm high.
I think you are.
No, I'm not. No,
This tea you've been taking has been doing you some good, huh?
So it goes all the way 19th of January. Okay. But
Yeah.
we will start talking about the Chelsea's game, the latest game, Chelsea versus Spurs.
Yeah. As you can see, if you're listening, I'm banging on a Chelsea shirt hanging on the wall here in our studio.
Got it. Chelsea got it finally.
No, it's not. No, don't put me in that problem. I'm not. No, it's just what it is. Yes. So yes, we're talking about Chelsea, right? It was
2-0.
I think was one of our best performances of late.
Or do you think it was the best performance of the league so far?
Not the season. I think we've had better games, but if you go back to our performance in the past 6-7 games, where we've been awful. I mean, in terms of getting games and winning games, I can't remember the last time we won a game, prior to winning winning against Spurs. So I think it was one of our best performances in the past 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was Chelsea always had an upper hand, but if I remember correctly, Tottenham did have some good chances in the first half, and they did not make sure to avail them. But Chelsea came back strong. Well, let's talk about the first half.
Yeah, the first half. I don't. No matter how much people want to have, give credit to Spurs, but I think we were a better team, in both halves. We took our chances. What's he called? Kane had a goal scored, at some point in the game, but it was adjudged to, that he fouled. Yes, he fouled Thiago Silva. I mean, I was listening to, I can't remember who the commentator was, and he said, "Oh, that was a very light push." I'm like, Mr. Commentator, if you were in that position, I'm sure you will be flying to the ground. But also, Thiago Silva used his experience, and got that foul.
I think I'm gonna disagree here. It's because the pass was behind. Well, was not in line with what's his name, Kane.
Yeah.
He was running back. I mean, when you move back, like you switch your body. I mean, he did put his arm
On
him, but he was also coming back. Thiago Silva. They were both struggling to come back, but Thiago Silva, I don't know. He's an experienced defender. He knows how to create like a slight push to take a foul, which I will give credit.
Yeah, you would say it's a slight push. I mean, I don't know if it was a slight push or whatever, but what I know is that Thiago Silva was on top in having gotten that foul.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if the thing is that it was not a shoulder to shoulder, okay?
Yeah.
And you would see that the hand, the movement of the hand was that there was an extension of the body of Harry Kane onto the back of Thiago Silva,
That is
which is what sent him down to the floor and got the ball back with the push, and then he scored.
Okay, but the ball was not even coming close to Thiago Silva. Like, if it was an equal chance, I can.
Well, Kane shouldn't have pushed then. If that was the situation,
I understand that.
There was no way that he wouldn't have, because that was his last chance. If he hadn't, if maybe he didn't fall, I think he would have still considered the goal, because as you said, he was not just in full possession of the ball, but he was somehow in between Kane and the ball.
Yeah.
And the only way Kane could get the ball was by pushing him. So we pushed him, good. We took it.
I mean, still, Tottenham had to score one more goal if they did get that goal.
Tottenham winning in Stamford Bridge is not common. So I'm glad that we did not, give them any chance to get any goal. I'm glad we got a clean sheet because it's been long coming.
Yeah.
We have not had clean sheets in a while, and honestly, I think the team needed the clean sheet, to keep our, to keep
momentum going.
Yes, to keep the momentum going.
To get their confidence back.
Exactly. If I would go a little bit backwards, to before that game, I was talking to one of my friends in Mexico, and he said to me, I said to him, we should play Malangsa. Let's first of all look at the lineup. Chelsea has been playing a back three all this while, and for me, we have a young centre back who can also play as a left back. So Malangsa was played as a left back and Alonso was left on the bench. For me, that was one of the best decisions Thomas Tuchel had taken to be able to give that lineup, because if we played a back three, I don't think we would have gotten a clean sheet. I don't think we would have won the game, or maybe at most we would have tied that game. But I think there was need for us to play with a back four. So playing Malangsa, playing as the left back, I told my friend, I said, we should tell, it was just a discussion, I said, we should tell Tuchel to play Malangsa as left back. Let him try him as a left back. You never know what he can come up with. I know he's not that attacking, player, attacking defender compared to Marcos Alonso, who is always on the front foot. But for me, when I played football, I played mostly as a defender, and the primary job of a defender is to defend the ball. And that is, Alonso is not giving us that at the moment. So let's play Malangsa. Let's get the back line.
Yeah, it was strong. Yeah, for sure.
Strong first.
And it was different from the last game as well. Rudiger, he didn't leave any chance. Thiago Silva, he didn't leave any chance. Azpilicueta, no.
Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta.
Or you can call him Dave.
Dave. he was snobby the entire game. He was up people's other players' ass, was trying to give them hard time. But yeah, that's how you intimidate the forwards, to keep them at bay. And they did a good job. No doubt about it.
That back line, I think, for me, some sort of confidence was restored to the Chelsea defense line, because the back three, it's been as if it hasn't been, functioning in the sense of keeping, goals away from, keeping the team from conceding goals. Alonso has been fortunate enough to be playing since, Ben Chilwell got injured. So that hasn't as well helped the defense. So having him play from the bench with Malangsa filling in, that we switched to a back four in that game was one of the best decisions we have made. Defensively speaking, and that helped the team to be able to, take and keep in touch with Tottenham's defense. Their midfielders too, because they played in a 4-4-2 formation. So even though they played Doherty and Ryan Sessegnon, as their wingers, in that game, yet still, I think playing Malangsa as a left back was one of the best things that happened to Chelsea in that game, and that helped keep a balance. We played a 4-3-3. I have not known Tuchel as a manager that always plays a back three, but I believe that when he came into Chelsea, he saw what formation has been working, and most of the players that are in the team were players from Antonio Conte's reign when we played in a back three that gave us the title. Azpilicueta, Marcos Alonso, Now, with Rudiger, with the likes of Thiago Silva, he kept playing that. I think we had a lot of centre backs as well, but with Christensen, testing positive for COVID, and we were only left with two centre backs. I think playing the back four was necessary to be able to keep Tottenham at bay. And then with the midfielders, we had Jorginho, Matteo, and Mason Mount.
Yeah, before going to mid, I was gonna talk about in the last Tottenham game, Bergwijn was amazing. We will talk about that later. So we didn't see much of Bergwijn play in the game because Dave was taking care of him, and it was hard to penetrate. And I remember he had some argument during the game, and he was giving him a cold shoulder during the game. So yeah, Tuchel did keep an eye on him and kept him at bay.
Yes, I mean Bergwijn. You remember the game against against Leicester, the midweek before that game. He was a thorn in the flesh for Leicester City. He came in as a substitute, and he was marvelous. They actually like that. It's like they switched him on, and seeing that the Leicester centre back who was still coming back from injury, Soyuncu, wasn't as sharp as he used to be. He was really taken advantage of, and that's what the game is all about. So Bergwijn was in form coming in from the Leicester game, and also coming to play against the Chelsea backline that has always conceded goals. So that could have been an opportunity for him to to cement his place in the Tottenham lineup, because he's not always a first 11. He's not the first name on the sheet. Let's say if Son was playing, So, but one of the good things I like about the Chelsea defenders is that if they mark you, they make life difficult for you. I like the enthusiasm in which they play. I like the way Rudiger plays as a centre back. He makes the strikers know that he's still there. He makes the strikers know that he is the one in charge, and that if he allows them, that they will play. If he doesn't allow them, they will not play. He marks you very, very well and strong and tight. The same thing with Azpilicueta. For me, Azpilicueta is the best 1v1 defender in the Premier League for a long time now coming, and so I think we were able to silence Steve Bergwijn, from seeing how
he did have some moves, but Harry Kane was moving way more than Bergwijn. Bergwijn was limited.
Yeah, Harry Kane will always drop deeper because he also likes to create, but whatever that Spurs were trying to do, I think it did not work compared to what they did against Leicester City.
True. Yeah, now let's go back to midfielders.
Yeah, for the Chelsea midfielders, it was noise. I think Jorginho had to come into that game because he almost sat out the game the week before.
Who was he subbed for?
I think the game against he played in the game. He played and then he was substituted. Who did he sub? I think what's his name? N'Golo. Yeah, N'Golo came in for him. So he played a couple of minutes, and that was to keep the midfield fresh. Whenever your midfield, the energy in the midfield starts going down, for me, I think that's when a team starts losing the game, or they're about to, surrender a lead. And this has happened to Chelsea a lot, whereby our midfielders get tired, and once they start getting tired, the energy in the midfield drops. And once energy in the midfield drops, it just means that you're surrendering the lead if you're already leading in the game, you're surrendering the lead. So there must always be energy in the midfield. In the central of the park, that's where the action is. because that is where the battle is fought and won. If you're able to overpower any team in the midfield, I think you are able to score goals because you create from the midfield and you pile pressure on the attack, on the defense. So Conte, Conte coming in was a good thing, to keep the midfield fresh.
Did he come in place of Jorginho?
Yeah, he subbed Jorginho in that game.
It was 73rd minute.
Yeah, he subbed Jorginho in that game.
And that was before the goal was scored or after?
No, we already scored two. I think the goals were scored in the first half.
Yeah, it was right after the second.
Exactly.
Right, start of second half.
Absolutely.
But yeah, let's touch about that. Like first, I want to talk about Lukaku. I mean, he was all right. He didn't.
No, not really. We didn't score the goals in the first half. I think Hakim Ziyech scored prior to the end of the first half.
No, it was both in second half. It was right after second half. Well, it was 47th minute.
Yeah, I think he scored injury time first half.
47th.
Oh yeah, it's true.
What
am I talking about? Which match am I talking about now?
No, this game, the second half, start of second half.
Start of second half. That was when
Odoi made the move.
Yes, he dribbled in and then he switched through the middle and then played the ball to Hakim and then Ziyech.
And he found the space. And
that's what we want Ziyech to be doing. Yeah. Honestly speaking, whenever you have a left footer as good as Ziyech on the field and in an attacking position, if he's playing from the right, inside in, we expect him to put in crosses or to go for goal. And for me, that's one of the reasons why you have a left attacking midfielder.
Yeah, he was more confident as well. Like the team spirit was better. Body language was better. It was a different Chelsea team, and they celebrated the goal afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Not like that. He was like not like that rubbish we put up against Brighton. No, oh my word! They didn't even know. Maybe they didn't even know that they scored against Brighton. Oh, anyway. Thank you, Hakim.
Yeah, and after scoring, he did the same thing again. He took a shot from his left foot.
Yes,
it was a really strong shot. It was saved, but it was a good shot.
That's one of the things we expect from him to always put in that effort. To always. He's got a good ranger in his left foot. So for me, when he underperforms, it's like, what's the need of having all these abilities and skills when you cannot perform in a match? I know that there are matches whereby you are outplayed, but honestly speaking, the performance that we put on against Brighton is nothing to write home about. But I'm glad that we stepped it up and we were able to play a different game, have a different attitude. Was it because it's Spurs? Maybe because it's Spurs, and we will always have Spurs in our pocket. I'm sorry, it's Tottenham fans, but yeah. Yeah,
and it's a London derby too. It's a different type of pressure. I think Chelsea always had upper hand in those games.
Yeah.
Historically, in Tottenham, even though their last game they outplayed Leicester City, but still couldn't manage to get hold of Chelsea during the game. They tried. They were good in the start of the halves, and they did well enough in the last part of the second half, but yeah, again, we talked about the defense was good.
I think we took them by surprise, or maybe Bergwijn was still relishing the experience of playing Leicester, and it was so dramatic against Leicester. I mean, all credit to Spurs and the way they responded. They were losing 2-0 down, they were 2-0 down, and then before you know it, 2-1, and then before you know it, 2-2, and then wow. Just in between scoring the second goal of tying it 2-2, they got a third one, which was in the last minute, injury time.
95th minute,
so
the 6th minute.
That was a very, very good game from Spurs, but I think we also took them by surprise, and we also came with a different attitude and mentality. If we came with the attitude with which we used to play against Brighton, and Spurs had come with the attitude they used against Leicester, they would slaughter us in Stamford Bridge.
For sure.
But we had a different mindset and attitude, so that's really helped.
Yeah, that also speaks about the coach, how strong-minded he is, and he didn't cave in or anything like that.
Yeah, I think he said he was going to give them break to go to have that they were mentally tired, so he was going to give them time to rest, and I think he gave them 2 days off, and then the players came back and they were buzzing, and but yeah. One thing again that back to that lineup that we presented for I was telling you about Lukaku, right? I mean, I don't forget to mention Lukaku, in the games, that I still expect much from him. I still expect him to play better, not just to score goals, but to play better football. Yes. To be able to have a very good first touch on the ball, to be able to link up play, not just always to run and to wait for the ball to come. I want him to link up play, drop in, link up, move. To when I remember, like just Didier Drogba. When I remember Didier Drogba, let me come down a little bit. Diego Costa. These guys were able to be the lone wolves in the park against all a defense, and they were able to intimidate the defense. But they don't just stay up there. They link up play, they drop in, lay the ball down, get a pass, lay it away with first touches, good first touches. Lukaku's problem is that he doesn't have a very good first touch. If he has a very good first touch, I think his game will improve a lot. That he'll be able to link up a lot of plays.
Yes.
But he needs like the first touch and then the second touch.
Takes too much time, and he needs too much time to balance himself, and that doesn't work anymore. The other teams, like especially top 4 teams, they're always gonna punish him for taking that long, and it seems like he gives one-dimensional football, which is using his body and taking time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what we are getting right now at the moment. One-dimensional football from Lukaku, but
which is very predictable. Yeah, we know what he's gonna do.
Honestly, I don't even know what else to say about him.
I hope. Do you think Tuchel is gonna keep him on the team for the rest of the season, or is he gonna change him?
I mean, he will have to do what he has to do, right? There are maybe at some point he might have to keep him on the bench. There will be games that honestly, I don't. I think he's playing under pressure, Lukaku. After that interview.
Yeah. And
also the coach might be under pressure. I don't know. I'm not inside.
This game, I don't think he moved. He was moving a little bit in the first half. I think it's just what it is. He's not enjoying English Premier League right now. Like, the style of play is not his style. That's what I think.
It's just that he has to improve. He just needs to improve on his touches. His first touch. If Lukaku's first touch is good, with all the movement, he will score goals. Yes. He will set up goals because
midfield is really strong.
Yeah, he can just lay off a pass and the ball is switched. And once the ball is switched, he is making his way into the box, and he can be able to find the net. He should be scoring with his head. He should be scoring with his foot, right foot, left foot.
Yes.
But again, first touch. First touch, all you footballer out there, if your first touch is not good, you may not be lucky as Lukaku.
Yeah. This reminds me of last night's game, Canada's game. The first touch was amazing, the second goal. But anyways, what's next on our list? What are we talking next? It's the Tottenham game that they played against.
Oh, the Leicester Tottenham game. I mean,
yes. There's no doubt about it. That was exceptional football, entertaining, kept engaging till the end of the game, and Bergwijn did not disappoint in that game. It's a rare match.
Yeah, I think Spurs were out for that game, They did not give up easily, even though they went 2-0 down. It was a good game of football to enjoy, with a lot of you know it was an adventurous game. The both teams were going back and forth on each other, at each other, and I think Spurs at the end had got the upper hand from of Leicester. Leicester has always, I don't know what's wrong with Leicester. They always bottle leads. If they always bottle a lead. If they're winning matches, there have been matches that they are winning, before you know it, they throw away the lead. There have been situations where, where they, or maybe something common with their coach or something. I remember when he was at Liverpool, Liverpool was going to win the league. Before you knew it, something happened. Gerrard slipped, and then Dembaba scored. And that was it. And that was the season that Leicester won the league, right?
Yeah.
And which other one? No, I don't think that was the season that Leicester won the league. I can't remember, but I remember that he was the Leicester coach was the Liverpool manager that time, and Leicester had been in positions where they were in Champions League qualifying spots on the table. Before you know it was the end of the league. They just like boom, they nosedived and they ended up out of Champions League spot, and they went to Europa League. So, but again, I don't know what happened in this match.
Yeah.
Where Soyuncu was, was on Bergwijn. Who knows what he told him, and every mistake is punishable in professional football.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they had a lucky day. I mean, they did put in the work. I was gonna talk about Tottenham is a club that has into a ton of transition in the last 10 years. There's a lot of money pumped into them. They went up. They have come to Champions League final, played for tremendous amount of good football, but they're also disappointed their fans. Like we watched that Prime documentary. So yeah, Tottenham has gone through ups and lows in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I think they really, really need a trophy, at least. It's been a long time since they last won a trophy. So that is another pressure that's on them. Their star man, Harry Kane, wants a trophy, wants to leave for a team that wins trophies, but also was not, at the beginning of the season, it was as if he was leaving. He wanted to leave. The club didn't want to let him go. At the end of the day, he had to stay. And what happened in the middle of the season? Fired the coach, Nuno Espirito Santo, and came in Antonio Conte. And believe you me, this was Antonio Conte's first match that he's losing since he took over as a Spurs manager in the league, because I know that we've knocked them out in the Carabao Cup in the semifinals, and but they are coming together as a team. I think they are playing better football than what they used to play under Nuno Espirito, and some players coming from the bench and they are able to deliver like Bergwijn did, which earned him a starting place in the match against Chelsea. Unfortunately for them, they were meeting a Chelsea side that is trying to retake the type of football they used to play, get back into winning ways. So it was a very, very big match for Spurs as well. And but against Leicester, I think they lived up to the expectation. They worked really, really hard. They did not give up, even though that they scored the equalizer late. But I think they still had the belief that they are able to get the third goal, and that was how they went for it. And before you knew it, they got the third goal, and that was the last kick of the game.
Yeah, I was thinking after Tottenham winning, like we talked about that before. Tottenham had a chance to. I think they could have. They've kept winning. They still need to win a ton of games. But if they beat Chelsea, and won all the games, they might have come on the second spot, I guess. Or
yep, they had a chance. It's because they have at the moment they have three.
Three more games to play.
4 outstanding games compared to
4.
Chelsea. Chelsea has played 4 games more. Excuse me. And if they had beaten Chelsea and they win all the rest of their games, I think they would come to third position in the league, or even up to second, because by then they had like 5 matches, so they won Leicester, and if they had beaten Chelsea, that would have given them an edge over Chelsea. That is if they win all their matches. But the good thing is that no match is guaranteed that you're going to win out of them in Premier League. So I'm still not convinced that they will win all the rest.
No,
the rest of 4 outstanding matches against
against Arsenal.
So they're still yet to play against Arsenal. In February, they'll be playing against Man City. Yeah. So that is a very, very good game for them. Wolves will be a tough game as well for them because Wolves have been playing very, very well too under their new manager. So that tells you that nothing is guaranteed, even though you have outstanding matches. There's nothing that guarantees that you're going to win all of them.
But that's what makes English Premier League interesting.
Of course, that's what makes it interesting. The most exciting league on the planet.
Yeah, that's right. And what's next on our list? It's the City game. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was a surprising result, given City's performance against. Who are they playing?
They were playing Southampton.
No, before that, they...
I think they just beat Chelsea.
Yes, they beat Chelsea, and then it was not expected the way they played that game. It was a shocker.
I think... I don't know why, but I think Southampton have got a thing for Man City.
Oh yeah,
last season.
They're never afraid of City.
They're never afraid of City.
Yeah.
Last season they got I think they beat City in one game and then lost the other.
Yeah.
And then against them this time around, they were able to get a point. This season, City didn't beat them this season. This season, in the first leg in against City at the Etihad, they played 0-0 with City, and against City in their own stadium, St. Mary's, they were able to get a 1-1 draw, and they scored first, and it always seemed as if they were going to get something out of that game, so. It's I don't know. Their manager seems to have understood something about City's game, that he's able to plant a good tactical strategy to get a point from City. You know?
I mean they didn't have enough possession. Southampton.
You never expect to have a possession against Man
but
City.
that's the thing too. They blocked the chances and kept fighting. But I'm just looking at this result. Their last head-to-head games, the only big number is that 5-2. Other than that, Southampton has won a game against City in 2020.
Yeah, last season they shared the points, 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. This time around they shared 1 each, 1 on this side, 1 on the other side. And that tells you that
a huge improvement. Yes.
Yeah, they are always out to
come out for
fight. Yeah, they are not intimidated. I think they work, and also I think Southampton work. The team work really, really hard as well. They can defend very, very deep and very, very strong. I think one of their good defenders, Mohamed Salisu. He was solid that day. He was very, very strong that day. He was solid. He even took a shot in the face just right in front of the 18 yard.
Yes.
You know, and that tells you that they were ready for that match. They were not intimidated that City had the best players. And I think that's one of the things, you know, I know that, yes, maybe the managers could be different, right? But also it's 11v11 on the field. The team that works hard and harder is the team that will win a match. The team that works the same, if the work rate is the same, even though you may have all the possession, but you are able to defend deep and defend hard, you know, you can always get something from the big boys, you know. And if you look at the goal that City scored, it was just out of nowhere. It was just that, I think, a little lapse in concentration. And that is what is punishable in professional football. Anytime there is a lapse in concentration, no matter where and no matter who, it is punishable. And that was how, you know, Laporte got the equalizer, you know. When Southampton attack, when they go for a counter-attack, they go full throttle. They don't stop, they don't hold back. If they are coming back, they all come back together. So it's like, I think they're a very, very good unit, you know. It's not a team that will always challenge for top four. They are not a team for top four, but I think they're a team that is maintaining their Premier League status all the time, you know, staying on top of the game.
We talked about him, Bourgeois, what's his name? Or Bruja?
Broja,
from Chelsea.
Chelsea should get the boy back. I hope that never sell them to Southampton.
He's extremely strong, and he made. I think he did score, but he
scored
the
goal. The offside one.
Yeah.
It was so close to. It was close. So imagine if he had scored that and the way they defended. So we would say that they would have beaten City. Because City were not creating clear-cut chances to score, you know, but these guys had an opportunity, you know, to nick the ball into the net from open play, not just from a set piece, right? So I think I love Broja. He is a very, very strong player. I like strong forwards they are not scared of centre backs. You know, he will give him a fight. He gave Ruben Dias a fight. They really, really fought hard and worked very, very well as a unit to be able to, you know, to get their goal. And they play simple 4-4-2, which is the most balanced systems in the game. You know, 4 at the back, 4 in the middle, and then 2 forwards. You know, and they tried. I like that their centre forward. Hopefully, he can come back to Chelsea and fight for a position. Hopefully, these days, number nines are not easy to come. Number nines, forwards are not easy to come by anymore. Some of them are fake. Some of them are just waste of money. There are just very few number nines, few center forwards that are willing to put in the work. But if you're able to get a center forward that is, you know, developed in the academy, wants to play for the club, and works really, really hard, I think Chelsea should not sell Armando Broja to any team. Instead, they should keep him for next season, make him an understudy of Lukaku if Lukaku is still there, or maybe we sell him and make him the number 9, because I think he reminds me of Diego Costa. He reminds me of, you know, he likes Didier Drogba, you know, this kid. He likes Didier Drogba, and he really, really wants to fight and work hard and intimidate centre backs.
How old is he?
I
think he's like still early 20s.
He's just 18. You wouldn't believe that.
Oh, he's just 18. Wow.
Am I right? No, he's 20 years. He's 20 of age.
Okay, but still, he's really young.
He's born 10th September 2001.
I think, Chelsea put him on loan, right?
he's on loan.
It's working out. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's on
playing
loan.
good football.
Yeah.
And he can come back and play for Chelsea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
All right, then.
Another Chelsea loanee that I'm really excited about is Gallagher, that plays for Crystal Palace. He's a very good kid, a very good player, Conor Gallagher. He is a very good
for
player.
Crystal Palace.
Yes, he's got some goals this season. He's 21. You know, plays. He can shoot. One of my things with Chelsea midfielders is that no Chelsea midfielder shoots except Kovacic, but it's not as if it's his trademark. It's not his trademark to shoot. You know, he just shoots in between. You know, the shot against Liverpool that got him maybe the goal of the season. You never know. But our midfielders don't shoot anymore since after Lampard gone. You know, no one shoots. I like this guy, Conor Gallagher. He really shoots, and he's got 9 goals in the Premier League.
That's a Chelsea loan?
He's a Chelsea loanee, yeah. Okay. He's on loan to Crystal Palace. So, we'll see.
Good players growing up for Chelsea. Next, I was going to talk, like, do you want to pick any significant game from the...
Oh, the game that I really liked was the Watford Norwich game. The Battle of the Bottoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Battle of the Bottoms. It's heating up really hot there. It's getting really spicy in the bottom part of the league. Burnley's in the last position, yes, but they do have how many outstanding games? 18. They've already played 18 games. Chelsea has played 24. So if we use that as a yardstick, we say Burnley has how many? 19, 20, 6 more games to go. But remember, having outstanding games do not guarantee you that you win all of them. Besides, you might be playing teams that are in form and working really hard to get out of the bottom 3, like Norwich. Norwich, for the first time, is out of the bottom 3. And you're wondering, how did they do it? They did very well because they took advantage of Everton playing rubbish, and they took advantage of Watford not knowing what to do when they have the ball and they are Starman getting a red card. So what do? You punish all of them.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And
I think they scored in the last 90th minute too, yeah.
No, they scored.
Scored
somewhat. Yeah, the own goal was the last minute. But
Joshua
Sargent scored. He plays for the United States national team. And he was the man of the match. He was very good that day. You know, they played really well. So, but Watford was so disappointing that day. It was as if they didn't know what they were doing at all. And when you are playing and don't know what you're doing when you're on the ball, you know, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. So
it's the same Sissoko that I'm thinking who is?
Yep, the same Sissoko that you're thinking is the one that used to play for Tottenham Hotspur.
Yep.
You know, and he used to play for Newcastle. Okay. When Newcastle went relegation the last time, they sold him to Tottenham, and now he is at Watford. He's playing well for them though, but I don't think results have been in their favor. They just fired their coach after that game. Claudio Ranieri had to be gone, and they brought in the ex-Crystal Palace manager, the oldest man in the Premier League as manager. You know, the oldest Premier League manager right now, Roy Hodgson. So
Roy Hodgson
he's 74.
He has a record of like I think. He's loved for the league.
He's been coaching before I was born.
He loves I don't know, he's like, I'm never gonna retire.
Yeah, it's surprising. I hope that I will be able to do that someday.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Newcastle with their money bag, they are still in the bottom 3, and so we'll see. It's getting hot. Everton is still looking for a new manager. You know.
Aston Villa got a success, and so
They lost to Aston Villa.
Interesting. Gerrard must be really happy.
Of course, when you beat your city rivals when he was a Liverpool man.
Yeah.
So that was a good one for him. Unfortunately for Everton, they are really struggling. Everton is a big club, but I think they've made very bad decisions in signing players and hiring managers, and I think they've made poor decisions, and that is what has gotten them to where they are right now. But we will see who the next manager will be for them, maybe before the end of this international window, and we'll see what happens, because
so Everton's manager was fired after the game.
No, Rafa Benitez was fired after the game against Norwich, right?
So they don't have any manager right
now.
No,
it was the man that took care of their game against Aston Villa was Duncan Ferguson, who is a club legend. He used to play for them as a centre forward. So hopefully he gets the job, or maybe they will have to hire someone else. I heard that they are interviewing like Wayne Rooney and
Mourinho too,
Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
But I think I just read this morning that Rooney dropped out of the race for the job. He wants to maybe.
I think he was the most suitable too, because he came from Everton.
That you come from Everton doesn't make you the most suitable man to take the job, right? Because there's much more to it. You have to save the club. The club has to play not to go down. Imagine Everton dropping into the relegation zone. That is very bad for the club. They will lose a lot of players. It will be a total rebuild again. Any Premier League team that goes down relegation, there's a tendency that you lose lots of players if you have spent lots of money on those players, because you need to recuperate that money. Except if you're Norwich. No offense to Norwich, but Norwich has gone down and come up with the same set of players. And just maybe a couple of new signings here and there. But other than that, you need to find a suitable and strong hand, capable hand to manage Everton. If not, they'll be in troubled waters. A good thing they still have like 3 games in hand. They have a game, 2 games ahead of Norwich. So whatever happens, they can still play their way out. They have 1 game in hand in advantage to Newcastle. So we'll still see. Leeds United is another team that has to be watching their shoulders. Brentford is also another team, that has to watch their shoulders so that they do not drop into relegation battles. I think from the 14th down to the 20th, these teams have to watch their shoulders, especially those that are not in the bottom 3 at the moment, for them not to drop in. So that's it's a the battle is getting stronger and tougher for the bottom 3, who will drop and who will not drop, So we'll see. Maybe by the end of the window, Frank Lampard may have returned again to Premier League coaching by being the coach for Everton. We'll see. We'll see how that happens. I know he's a good lad, but we'll see.
Yeah. Before moving to the last topic, which will be the transfers, I want to talk about Manchester United. They had 2 games, one against Brentford, which they won 1-3.
Yeah.
I did not watch West Ham's game, Man United playing against West Ham. How did you watch that game?
Yeah. Marcus Rashford came in again and did his thing.
Okay.
He came in as a substitute, and
the goal was in 90th minute.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yep. Yeah. It was a very good game. I thought that West Ham was going to get a point from that game because it was headed to a dead end. United weren't creating much.
Ronaldo was playing the entire game.
Yeah.
How did he do? Like, was he good?
I mean, the thing is that in these games, West Ham is a very physical side too.
Yes.
They're very, very strong.
Yeah.
right? So and if you look at the statistics there in the game, United had more possession, had more shots on target, had more shots overall, had more touches on the ball, completed 548 passes, which is almost 100 more passes than West Ham United, tackled more, had more clearances, same number of corners, had more offsides, same yellow cards, and almost similar numbers in fouls conceded. So if you would see in this, you will see that somehow it was, well, I call it a more almost equal game, you know, just balance, just a couple of extra touches for United, you know, that they had more possession of the ball. But as well, West Ham didn't create lots. I didn't see them create any chance. Excuse me. And but United did create, and the chance they had, they took it.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't have a chance, you have nothing to take. When you have a chance, you don't take it, then that's your problem. But I think
did Manchester United come close to scoring another goal before that goal? Like, and were there any significant chances for United or for West Ham?
There were no significant chances for West Ham for me throughout the game. You know, if I can recall correctly, but I think Man United had some chances. You know, but as you could see in the statistics, you know, there was nothing much there. They create their shots on target. You know, it's one thing to shoot, it's another thing to be on target, right?
True, yeah.
So United had 3 on target, and one of those 3 on targets ended up in the net, which was one Rashford, you know, scored. So, I mean, I was too excited for the game, but I think I did not live up to my own standards, you know, of the excitement that I built up towards the game. So, but yeah, it was a game for them to, at least to keep Man U in the top 4 positions, you know, because I don't, and also the 2 teams were playing to secure top 4, you know.
Yes, they are.
Man United are 38 or have 38 points. West Ham have 37 points. West Ham has more games than Man United.
So that match could have brought them to 4th position.
Man United are already in 4th by winning that match. They're now in 4th.
Okay.
Yeah, but if West Ham had won that match, Man United would have, you know.
That makes things interesting. Now they're at 4th.
Yeah.
This position is very tight as well.
Yeah, the top 4 position. Yeah.
Not just top 4, 4th, 5th, 6th are very close to each other.
Yep, exactly.
7th
Actually,
too, yeah.
from 8.
Yeah.
8 Wolves have 34 points, and they have 3 games in hand. Now, I'm talking about 3 games in hand, seeing that Chelsea has played 24 games, while the rest of the league, Man City have played 23 games, and the rest of the league have played like 22 and 21, respectively. So, Tottenham, if they win all their 4 games in hand, then they have a chance of ending in top 4, even taking away, you know, dethroning Man United from top 4. So they'll have to play that out to be able to get there. Arsenal have 2 games in hand. They still have 1 game against Tottenham Hotspur, which is going to be an interesting game, right? Because all are battling for top 4.
Yep.
You know, only Chelsea and Liverpool, I think, are the ones that may have had their top 4, you know, status secured. Man City seem to be running away with the league, and
it's like 10 points difference from 1st to 2nd, and then 10 points difference from 3rd to 4th.
Yep, exactly.
And then 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, they're only 1 point apart.
Yeah, exactly. So it is.
It's the race for the 4th position more than
Yep, it's the race for that Champions League spot.
Yeah.
You know.
Which makes it interesting. Like all the games. There are a bunch of teams now. All of their games going to be tight and close and fun to watch.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which brings to the next topic. All of these teams must be looking for new transfers. Any exciting news about transfers happening? Well, it's only 2 to 3 days or 4 days left.
Oh yeah, on Monday. It ends on Monday. I think, honestly speaking, the transfer window this time around hasn't been very busy compared to other times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you look at, I think the busiest of the Premier League teams have been Watford. I think so. They've signed a bunch of players. They just bought a Nigerian international from Bordeaux in France to
Samuel Kalu.
Samuel Kalu. They bought him from Bordeaux. So if you look at the I think what's he called again? Newcastle. Newcastle also have done business and are able to bring in some players. Woods from Burnley. Who else did they sign? You know, but the rest of the league, I think Liverpool are not interested. I think Liverpool wants to sign a player from FC Porto. What did I just tell you? Frank Lampard has been offered the job for Everton. So Frank Lampard is back to the Premier League, according to the BBC.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
Frank for Lampard. Everton?
Yes.
Okay.
So
as of today?
As of right now.
Right now.
Frank Lampard has been offered the job of the Everton as the Everton manager. Yeah. So welcome back, Frank Lampard, and I'll be seeing how this will play out.
Is there a game, Chelsea versus Everton?
I'm sure that we still have one game.
There is. Oh, it's gonna be interesting.
Oh my goodness. But that's good for him. He deserves it. He deserves to be back. Unfortunately, it did not work for him in Chelsea. I was one of those that wanted him to be fired in Chelsea because, I mean, not because of his status as a Chelsea player, but because that I think him taking the Chelsea job was still a little bit of premature, seeing how it's working in Chelsea. It's like you're working on a pressure pot. You know, there's a lot of pressure. You know, to be a Chelsea coach at the time. Yeah. So, and we always results-driven club. You know, it's not like let's wait. I mean, we gave him a season. He did well in the season that we were unable to sign players because of the FIFA ban that we had, and then we. And then we gave him money for the next season, and then he signed the players he signed, but the results were not working in our favor, so he had to go. Yeah.
Yeah, there are big games. Everton has to play Spurs. They have to play City. Ton of big games. Crystal Palace.
Yeah, back to the Premier League. I think as of January 27, just Callum Chambers went to Aston Villa, you know, from Arsenal, you know. This just for the Premier League. There are a bunch of movements in the lower leagues, in the English League, the English Football League, in the Championship, but for the Premier League, there's not much going on there. There's Wolves signed a player from RB Leipzig, Huan Hee-chan, you know, as of January 26th. That's the only movement on that day. Anthony Martial have left Manchester United to go to Sevilla on loan for the rest of the season. He needs some game as well. That's a good move for him. He needs to go play football. Chelsea signed a young player from Derby County, Dylan Williams, but he'll be playing for the Chelsea academy team. Or the under 23s. So there's not too much movement in the Premier League teams this season. Just a couple of movements here and there. Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean that transfers are not taking place elsewhere.
Yeah, the last 3 days can be really busy.
Yeah.
You might.
Exactly. Remember,
clubs are trying to get a good player, and then.
Exactly. There are a lot of negotiations going on here and there. I think Aston Villa got a goalkeeper on loan from Roma as well, Robin Olsen. He's coming from loan, on loan.
Olsen used to be in Premier League before.
Yeah, he used to. Yeah. I think he was in Everton.
Yeah, he was in Everton.
At some point.
Where is he from? I think
I think he's Swedish.
Swedish, yes.
Yeah, Olsen. I think he's Swedish.
And he's a good keeper.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to ask you Chamberlain's. What's his name? Chambers?
Callum Chambers from Arsenal. He's a defender.
He's been playing for a long time.
He's been there for a while, but he's not playing. He's not a regular team. He's not a first team player in Arsenal anymore. Okay. So they had to his contract expired or has ended. So he left as a free agent to Aston Villa. So hopefully he can resurrect his career there. He's still a young guy. So we'll see how that goes for him. As Wolves also, I think Wolves have been doing some business as well. They bought Chiquinho from
Chiquinho?
Yeah, Chiquinho from Estoril. He's a Portuguese under 21 winger. So we'll see. Wolves is just almost the Portuguese national team now. A lot of Portuguese players there. Their coach is a Portuguese as well. So you have to bring in people that will get to understand you as you coach as well.
That is true, yes.
Yeah.
It's like Arsene Wenger bringing in French players. Yeah,
bringing French players to his team. Yeah, that's very, very important, trust me.
Because you want to communicate.
And mostly he will be talking to them in Portuguese as well. So if you have they're quite handful of Portuguese lads in Wolves. Almost 6 or 7 of them.
Really?
Yeah. The goalkeeper is Portuguese. Moutinho. What's his name again? The guy that used to play for Barcelona.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. Bruno Sá, the first goalkeeper, is Portuguese. Okay. And then you have another Portuguese defender. Marçal is Brazilian, but Portuguese. Semedo is Portuguese. The midfield, you will see Daniel Podence, Ruben Neves, Totti, Dexter. No, Dexter is English. João Moutinho. You have Bruno Jardel. You have Pedro Neto. You have Fabio Silva. You have Trincao. And then you have Chiquinho.
Yeah, that's a lot of
almost 10 Portuguese players in the team. So that gives them.
Where do they stand right now, Wolves?
They are just 8 on the league table. They are just 8 on the league table.
Like bringing Portuguese football.
Yep.
Into
and they play exciting football. They play exciting football as well. They have their goalkeeper. I think he's one of the signings of the season.
They've only had to draw 1 draw and then 4 win in the last 5 games. Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
They're not doing bad. They beat Man United as well.
If they keep winning, they can catch up. Yeah.
Yeah. They just played how many games? They just played 21 games. Remember, Chelsea has played 24 games so far.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad that we're going to the World Club Championship or the FIFA Club World Cup with 47 points, and by the time all these people may have played all their games, I don't think they will catch up with us. So we'll see to that. Hopefully they don't.
I think that we covered everything we wanted to. Any other topic you want to cover before we wrap up?
Yeah, Mel. Well, it's nothing much. This is a very, very strange international window that. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know why I've been coughing. But yeah, enjoying the World Cup qualifiers from North America. It's a very strange. I've never seen a FIFA window in January, but I think it's because the World Cup it's in November, so it's a World Cup year. So
usually we're done by now.
Yeah,
right. We're just getting ready for the World Cup.
Yeah, just the playoffs, like from the European playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's fine. We'll see how that goes, and yeah, thank you guys for listening, and this might be coming a little bit late, but yeah, it's worth it. We'll try as much as possible to keep it fresh from the oven.
Yeah. And if you have any comments, leave down in the comment section on YouTube. And find us on YouTube and Spotify. We are
Global Premier Futbol, boys
podcast
and girls, lads, whatever one you choose to call yourself.
Yeah, and
let me just keep that for now.
That's a wrap. See you guys later.
Thank you very much. Cheers, everyone.